Hello there, Leo. My name's Frankie, and I'm coming to you from spirits-healing-readings.com. And I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. And I've been doing readings for 27 years now. And this reading is going to be for Leo for November of 2016. And what I've done for us is I've laid 4 cards for the month of November, and I'm using the bottom card on the deck for overall view of what's going on for us during the month. We'll pull Angel card at the end of the readings to try to bring everything together for us. I don't believe these cards are going to go week by week. I don't think it works like that for me. I think they'll blend in and out for us for the month. And let me see here. There's one more thing I was going to say. Oh, and because I'm an empath, when you hear me say I mean everybody out there is now Leo named Frankie. It's a speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you during the reading. And I'm not an astrologer, so I looked this up for us, and it's all in our 4th house issues for the month, and that's like life's principles and our home and family, like our parents and elders, the family we came from. It can do with mutual agreements, real estate interests, like your home, or if you have real estate or your investment interests like that in properties, other properties. And trying to think there was one more thing. It's like your security or whatever, and it's a house of or endings, I think, too, also. And kind of it, when I was reading it, was like the things that influenced you, like your personality, things from family situations, psychological things and stuff like that. Anyhow, before I start, I wanted to tell you I'm announcing my husband has a new website, and it's called megatoys.com. So all of us that are buying Christmas presents for our children and grandchildren, go over there and buy your toys. Pretty cool, huh? Anyhow, Spirit gave me a few words before I'm starting with this reading, and they are compassion, and I believe this compassion's not only going to extend within us, but I believe it's going to extend external, because while I was looking at these cards here, it seemed like that'll be relevant. And as we're dealing with 4th house issues, maybe the word forgiveness seems appropriate, but they're saying play, clarity also. And this is actually a pretty peaceful time, even with the cards that are laying here on the table in front of me. Don't jump and run yet, Leo, because we're all in this together. But the first card we have is the 3 of Cups. Now, isn't that just an excellent? That's our overall view for the month. Everybody gets to go out and party hardy and have a celebration. What it means is there's a general air of, if I look at this, if I looked at the 2 of Cups, let's say, and it's like the partnership card, if I were to get pregnant, then the 3 of Cups would be the celebration afterwards. So if I had, since we're all individuals and these are general readings, so we'll say, I want to say it like this, like, okay, if I had a really good idea, right, and I made a choice and decision and went forward with it, now that idea is coming here and it's in form. So these ideas that I started, or the things, the issues I've been dealing with, are coming to me from a different perspective. And I'm saying that because our first card is the Judgment card, which is an excellent card. When I feel this card and I see the Judgment card, it's like a level of maturity that we have come through. So if we're thinking about it in that manner, We are now mature, we are now stable, and we know where we are going. It's like we had the tree, then the tree got a bud, now it's produced the fruit. So it's a good, stable time for us in our lives. And the reason they're saying it that way is because there is cause for celebration. So if, and I'm going to say this because that forgiveness card is here also. If there's something, when we have the judgment card, we have matured in our faith. If that makes any sense to you. It's like we know the Spirit flows through us now. We know there is something that's working with us to bring about this maturity if we sit back and look at it. And we're going to have the opportunity to sit back and look at it. It's an interesting month for us because there's cause for celebration. We need clarity. How do we get clarity other than to go internally, right? And we're in a state with this judgment card where we can understand, where we understand and we have faith in right outworking. Don't know why they're explained to us in those words, but they're saying we have faith in right outworking. In nature, if God drops a seed, right, off of the seed falls into the ground, obviously it grows into a tree, and then it produces leaves, and then it has buds, and then the fruit starts blooming, and we're at that state. So with this, it's where we've matured faith to a point where we can move forward with this sense of clarity and compassion for ourselves and compassion to those that are in the outside world too, the other people or the circumstances that surrounded us earlier in our lives, especially if this is fourth house issues. So we're in a secure place. So we want to avoid, with this judgment card, we want to avoid making changes or things that will unsettle this, because you'll understand, unsettle that mature process, our faith process, because if we do that, we're going to destabilize everything that God planted, or when the tree dropped the seed. I don't do metaphors very well, so Leo, I'm hoping we all get this, because there's something that's happened or we went through, or circumstances that we finally are getting a greater understanding of, and we are in that mature phase. So we're not going to force others to believe as we do. We are just going to believe as we do. It's like a really simple thing, very clear, very peaceful, very stable type of environment. So not going to blow up and go off any tangent. It's like peace is the way to rapid adaptation. If that makes any sense. It makes sense in whatever I'm seeing here in these cards somehow. Maybe I can pull this together for us. With my lovely new cards, the first deck of cards I ever bought for myself. Our next card here is the Nine of Pentacles, which is an excellent card. Excellent. Look, this guy has his hand in this big pile of grapes and he can eat as many as he wants. That means that we have come into a state of financial security where we have more than enough. And actually we have more than enough, and there's really no reason to worry about it because of that faith. That judgment card that's coming up here, so we can share without being judgmental, or give back in the right places now, because we are stable and we're in that mature state. It's like a really nice place to be. So if we had, let me see, with this, they're telling me to really think, because this Three of Cups card's here, and that is a celebratory card. So I believe that we are celebrating ourselves and our maturity financially, our maturity as in what we planted is now ready to eat. You know, it's in fruition, and we're in this stable space here. For a lot of us, it's been a really tough place to get through, you know, because Leos haven't had it real easy, not all of us, but we are at that state. And like I told you before, watch your moon sign and your rising sign, because then you get a clear picture if this doesn't totally apply to you. So we're in this clear state, right? And in a safety state with our home and our investments, and you know, maybe the lessons that we learned from our family of origin. We've brought this forward with this Nine of Pentacles, and Pentacles mean money to me. I don't know if they're called coins in this deck or not, but they mean money. And 9 is that point of where we've completed it. We've come to a height where you just grow from there. If you kind of play your cards right, if that's the way it's working. So they said mutual agreement, stuff like that goes along with this too, and philosophies. Maybe that we brought forward from our original family that are no longer appropriate, and we forgave it and we've matured it, or got a different idea of what our lives are going to be like in comparison with what we were raised to believe. I think that's what Spirit's trying to tell us. And when you get that sense, it's an overwhelming sense of peace. But they're showing me with our next card here, right? And it is another 9, you know, and it's the 9 of Swords, which in my old deck of cards there is somebody like, oh, it's not a good one, tied up in other obviously uncomfortable situations. I think of this 9 of Swords card. Every time I touch this card, I see the little guy in our head that wakes us up in the middle of the night and says, hey Frankie, you got something big to worry about. And it's actually not something that I should be worrying about. So if it's a person waking me up, I'll be having this whole entire conversation about what was wrong and what happened and this, that, the other thing, and I'm basically bitching all night long about a person that's not even there, can't hear me anyhow, and they're having a good night's sleep. So what the card means actually is something we've thought about psychologically that we have chosen to fear in the middle of the night, so we're not getting any sleep over it or losing sleep over it, and it actually isn't a fear. Because what do they say? That which you fear the most doesn't ever happen. Or when the tiger comes to the door and you're petrified they're going to come to the door, and you open up the door, the tiger's a pussycat. So if we think about that like this, we're not going to lose any sleep over it. We're going to have compassion for ourselves, compassion for others. We're going to celebrate this new maturity and stay in that peaceful state, because nothing can disrupt us unless we allow it. Because this guy don't know how to lay down and take a break this much, Leo. He is showing up repeatedly no matter how much I shuffle these cards, and that's the Hermit card. And the Hermit card is that internal knowledge. And when I've said this several times, and no matter how many times I shuffle these cards, When the Hermit card comes, it's internal guidance that can shine a light on any given situation in our lives. It is there should we decide. Sometimes when we have the Hermit card, we close the doors, pull down the blinds, shut off the phone, the TV and everything, and decide we're taking a sabbatical for ourselves to go inside and shine the light on our situation. Other times, we know we have to go internal, and that old hermit's knocking on the door and saying, "Here, pick me, pick me." And we won't take that time to sit with our inner guidance to know the next step. And the reason I'm saying this is, and I looked this up because it intrigued me. This these nines cards are like humanitarianism, but like being able to see a big picture, okay? The overall view of things that are happening, maybe not just in our own little world or our own little dynamics, but to be first drawn to a big picture, like a world view, so to speak, with our humanitarianism. Sometimes when I was reading about it, it said, and it made sense to me, sometimes when we are dealing with 9 issues, right? That number 9 issues, it's a completion energy. Our job is done, we're done, finished, over, and the 10 is let's start fresh. We clean up all the crap from the 9 and let's start fresh. So we have this one that is Pentacles, money, things like that. We're in a stable situation. And then we got this 9 card, and each of our situations will be different. All of us are different Leos. Then we got the 9 card that's waking us up in the middle of the night and saying, oh, but what if, what if I'm broke? What if, oh, what if this happens? Or what if this person does this or does that? What will it change about my judgment, my maturity level? And we have the Hermit, so we can always go internally. The problem, the issue with the 9 is when we see such a big picture, right, of a worldview, or even if we're really not like into spirituality, we see a worldview and we forgot ourselves in the 9. Like, I didn't see the little view, like my own little family, or I'm giving so much over here, I forgot my partner over here. Does that make sense? It's like, I forgot my kids over here because this person needs something else. Maybe because it's like parents and elders, maybe we're caretaking someone, in our lives. I don't know. We're all individual people. Maybe one of our friends' children got sick and we're over at hers or his house and we're taking care of their child all the time, and ours are sitting home alone. It's like that kind of dynamics. Like, I ran to do this and I forgot that. Or I ran to do this and I forgot I'm sick. I have a cold, I should be in bed. It's those kind of dynamics where we see the big, not just ourselves. We don't like reverse it or bring it down, what they used to call that, the trickle down theory or whatever. It's kind of what's happening this month, but it's all good things because we have the Hermit, we're mature in our faith, we are celebrating our accomplishments, celebrating it. We're in a secure place where we can share also. We have clarity. Do we have compassion for ourselves as much as we have for all of this? That's kind of the impression, but we're in an actually excellent state. It's like a time where we've already kind of sorted through the issues, And we're at that 9 where we've done the job. Now we complete it and move forward. So what we want to do is, don't blow up and force everybody to believe the way we believe, but to stand firm, if that helps, in the position or the way we are going to do things. So with judgment, we don't go off rebelling and protesting against authority. We just kind of sit in that clear, peaceful space where we're present in faith and know we have cause, believe it or not, to celebrate. And we have the hermit in case we're missing something, so we can get that little lantern he has and the little star inside and go within, because he's been knocking on the door. All we gotta do is sit down and listen. I think it's an excellent month, so we should show consideration of everyone else, do the things that we are to do and do them willingly and, openly, and it gives us this cause for celebration and for play, but we've done the internal work, so it's deserving. And we shouldn't be worried and staying up all night worrying about it. The tiger came to the door and he was a pussycat. Whoa, compassion for ourselves. They're saying, see only love. I wonder what goes around these situations, because we're all individual Leos. It says, that's a beautiful card. She's holding a little heart with wings on her hand. I love that. That's pretty. It says, look past the seeming errors, mistakes, and misunderstandings and see only the love within each person, including yourself. Your resolute focus upon love that underlies every single situation brings about healing in undreamed of ways. So there's actually no reason for sitting up all night, is there, Leo? None whatsoever. Let's see what our alternative meanings are in here. It's probably going to be a good one on account of they said we've matured in that process, and the way forward with manifestation is always from love, from clarity, love, knowing, peace. We get ourselves into that open state that continues these good things in that flow, the flow of energy. It says, the angels gave you this card as a reminder to see yourself and others and every situation through their eyes. Remember what they said about forgiveness? That focus, the family of origin, kind of like focus backwards, because we've matured past it. It says, when you focus on love, anything that is unloving falls away. It's like turning on a light to diminish the previous darkness. Call upon the angels whenever you need help to elevate your vision to a more loving vantage point. And the additional meanings are, look past the personalities and the egos of others to see the angel within them. Angels can help you with this if it's difficult. I don't know about you Leos, but this Leo's had a little problems occasionally. Forgive, release anger, hurt, or judgments. Ta-da! Judgments of judgments to the angels, and affirm what you desire instead of what you fear. Remember, the tiger is a pussycat. Well, Leo, that's our reading for November, and if you want to know more about me, all the information's at the website. It's down below. Or if you'd like to set up an appointment with me, everything is there on the website, all the information that you'll need. And I want to tell each and every one of you thank you for all the time that you spend with me, and I know how much time there's a little counter on this computer. I'm trying to keep my eyes on it, but I obviously talk too much. So all of the time that you spend with me every month, and for all of your likes and shares and subscribes, and for all of you that I've met, and your comments, I love that too. I really love the comments. And all of you that I've met through doing the readings, since I've been doing this, I really enjoy it. And all the people that I've been with over this last, geez, it's hard to believe, 27 years, but all the people that I've met during this time, I've really enjoyed being with each and every one of you. I want to thank you for all of that too. So hopefully, Leo, I will be back in December. So bye bye.